Now, Red Cross workers, they are talking about the torrential rains triggering the landslides in eastern Uganda. Last year, hundreds died in a similar incident in Bududa. Officials said then that they would relocate up to 500,000 people to avoid any repeat. However, following some local opposition to the plans, only a few thousand, those deemed most at risk, were actually moved. Following last year's disaster on the slopes of Mount Elgon, it was said that the rapid population growth had led people to cut down trees on the mountains, making mudslides and flooding more common. So joining me in the studio tonight is Kevin Nabutua Busima, who is the Assistant Director, Disaster Management at the Uganda Red Cross. Thank you so much for joining us. You will be looking at the challenges, of course, of the rescue operation in that area that you're carrying out. First of all, take us through what's on the ground. I know you have a team on the ground. What's happening at the moment, and how can you describe the scene of this tragedy?
Thank you so much. What is happening on the ground, I must say it is very terrible, because this is another shock for us as the Red Cross. The team, we received a call at 5:30 a.m. this morning about the incident that has happened in Sisi sub-county in Mabono parish, in Mabono village. 6 villages were affected by the mudslide, and as we talk now, 26 people have been affected in both Sisi sub-county and then in Buluganya. 16 bodies have been exhumed in Sisi, and then 10 bodies in Buluganya. What is happening on the ground now, the Red Cross Action Team, together with the police, have been working tirelessly to retrieve the bodies, but the challenge we have faced is the tools we've been using. They have been using rudimentary tools like hose.
Yes, we wanted us really to also discuss that. Take us through the challenges you're facing, your team, and those actually on the ground, including locals, in trying to, one, exhume bodies, also two, trying to find survivors, but also the type of tools, the challenges you're facing in terms of logistics.
In terms of logistics, like I've said, the tools we are using, they are rudimentary tools. These people are using hose, and the mud was so much, the rubble was too thick, that has taken people a very long time to even trace the bodies. The roads were impassable in the morning, so we could not even access the area. But Red Cross, of course, has land cruisers that helped the team to reach the site. But the roads were too slippery, and these are some of the challenges. The roads were impassable. On top of that, the tools we are using were also rudimentary tools. So this has made the retrieval of bodies from the rubble a bit difficult.
My last question to you, and very briefly, really, Madam, is what next? What are your interventions? Now you must be talking to government. What are you advising government about future scenarios to avoid such tragedies?
Our advice to the government, of course, we know the people living in the terrain. We say the terrain is a bit difficult, but in Elgon zone specifically, we have had a challenge. Trees have been cut. The poor methods of farming in those areas, and climatic changes that have come in, I think we will still advise government that last year when we had the Bududa mudslide, of course there was a plan to relocate about 500,000 people around the Elgon zone, and we are having this crack of 40 meters across the Elgon zone. I think these are some of the effects of that crack, because that crack also passes around that same area where these landslides have happened. So we will appeal to government that the plan of relocation should continue, so that most of the population that is at risk in Mount Elgon zone, which has Manafa, Bududa, still Sironko, Bulambuli, should be relocated to other safer places.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. We are done?
Yeah.
You're very